12 and it's really coming down now. I'm so glad I put this tarp up. Nice big rain. What's up you guys, Jason here again with another week and another camping video. Last week it was myself and Andre. We did 2 nights at a spot called Fish Eagle River Lodge, and today I'm going to be doing a solo overnighter at a place called The Baths. It's again up the west coast, just outside the town of Citrusdal, maybe 2 hours from Cape Town. I've had a look at the website. It looks like an interesting place and I'm quite excited to check it out. I've also had a look at the weather. Mild days, temperatures between 16 to 18 Celsius, a little bit cooler in the evenings between 4 to 9 Celsius, and I am expecting some rain in the early hours of the morning. Other than that, I do have a new piece of gear that I'm going to be testing out. I'll show you that a little bit later, but for now, time to hit the road and get this video underway. I'll catch up with you later. Cheers. Just arrived at the baths. The drive here was incident free and the road is tarred all the way. Because it's a resort, they do have security access at the main gate where you would need to sign in. I'm now inside the resort. I'm going to go up to reception just to check in, and then from there they will direct me to my allocated campsite. So far it's looking pretty cool. Very impressed. I'm the one that emailed you for the one-night camp?
Yes, on number 12.
Number 12?
Yeah, the payment that when we went through the bank statement this afternoon it came through, so...
Okay, but like you said, I mean, there was a public holiday.
Yes, so it takes about 3 days.
Okay.
Are you fine with number 12 or would you like to choose a day?
I wouldn't know. I don't even know what it looks like.
Okay.
I'm basically just looking for the most private site.
Number 12 will be your best bet. I'm going to give you 2 options though. You can check number 12, that's a nice one.
Okay.
You said you just have a 10.
Yes.
Number 12 or number 15. Those are going to be your 2 best options.
Okay.
But you can go check that out and choose one. Have you been here before?
No sir, first time.
Okay. You can just follow us in one of these. That's the COVID forms.
Okay.
Just take your temperature, you can just put that on there. Let's just check it. Okay, 36.6. Campsite number 12. If you go down now, it's going to be on your left-hand side. It's about in this area. Okay. Campsite number 15 is more down. You see the all marked. Okay. I would suggest 12 because then your closest solution will be only a bit down to number 30. Okay. But you can choose. That's open. Okay. We are here now. This big building is the restaurant and the shop down there. Okay. They are open. Okay. If you want to buy bread or milk or anything. And then just here at the back is the cold and the hot room. Okay. These are open 24 hours. But after 10 at night it's like quiet time, but you can still swim. Okay. Then as you go up more, on the right hand side there's a big building with loads of jacuzzi bowls you can use as well. Okay. You just walk in and fill one up. There is cleaning stuff, so if you want to clean it first before you fill it up. That building is open up until 10 at night.
Okay, so all your main amenities are up here?
Yeah, it's basically at the top area.
Right.
And then the rock pools are at the back of the old Dwarsgebouw. That's the very last building.
Okay.
You can just walk through the middle of the building, and when you get to the back, there's a few rock steps up to the rock pools.
Okay, alright. And this is all walking distance, I don't have to drive, eh?
It's about 200 meters to the top.
Okay, alright, no problem. And that's it?
Yeah, that's about that.
Fantastic, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hope you enjoy your stay.
So I've been up to reception. Check-in was an absolute breeze. They've given me the option between site 15 or 12. I've selected 15. Very nice, stuck away between the trees. I do have a power outlet. I also have a braai and a nice little stream running by. This is a resort. They have natural hot springs, so obviously because of geothermal activity. But this is definitely a family-friendly spot. They have camping and caravan sites, as well as chalets that can accommodate small to middle-sized groups. I do recommend check out the website for more details. But the plan now is to have a cup of coffee, set up camp and settle in for the evening. The resort lays between the mountains, and there are signs everywhere warning of baboons and also please not to feed them. And even these bins are fitted with the anti-baboon mechanisms. I did pick up a new piece of gear just the other day, this lightweight windshield for my gas stove, and already it's working like a bomb. Just to look at the top setup, I am expecting some rain tonight, so I wanted to be doubly sure. And I've got it in a lean-to configuration with a little front overhang. To give myself some more room under the top, I've just used a carabiner in the center of the top and then guide it down to the ground using a stick as a brace. I'm going to be using a new piece of gear tonight. This is the Highlander Blackthorn extra large one-man tent. Alright, so here we go. This is the new piece of gear that I'm going to be testing tonight. This is the first time pitch of the Highlander Blackthorn 1 extra large one-man tent. It's compact and lightweight at only 1.5 kilos. The inner is of 190T breathable polyester and the outer fly has a hydrostatic head of 2000 millimeters. It has a durable ground sheet, taped seams, 6.9 millimeter fiberglass poles, side storage area and pre-attached high visibility guy lines. What I like most about the tent is the low profile stealthy look. The one thing that I will change very soon would be the poles. I will swap them out for aluminum poles. But other than that, she's looking pretty sweet, and we can take a closer look at the inside of the tent a little bit later. Right, I'm going to be attempting something different for dinner tonight. I'm going to try some sort of Thai noodle dish. So let's have a look inside the bag. I've got 2 eggs. I've got my usual red peppers and garlic. I've got my mushrooms and broccoli. That's all going to be fried up in the pan. And then the noodles I'll be doing separately in the pot, then adding it later. And then with that, I've got my carb-conscious mayo and some chili flakes as well. I reckon it should be quite interesting. Let's see how it goes. I thought I'd quickly take you on a spin around camp. There's the fire going. I've got light. I've got a power point. That's my access driveway. Completely and utterly on my own. Car safely parked. And that is camp set up. I must say I'm pretty impressed with this tent. It's just looking super slick. It's a lot more spacious inside than I thought. My bed actually fits in easy with ample room to spare. Light is a bit bad now, so I'll wait for the morning and then I can take you for a better look inside the tent. But thus far, very happy. Facebook is lit. Facebook is lit. All those questions and comments coming through. Wow. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Thank you very much. Nice. This is a sad state of affairs. Budget garlic. Shame. And I don't really like the spice, I'd rather use my own. So here's the plan. I've got my noodles rehydrating in some water while I'm waiting for the coals to get ready. This I'm going to be cooking on the stove, and then everything else in the pan on the fire. Once these are cooked on the stove, I'll just add that to what's in the pan, and in theory it should be fine. It should work out perfectly fine. I've never done this before, so it will either be pretty cool or go horribly south. That remains to be seen. But in my last video with Andre, we were talking about the gas stove and the wind coming in under the pot, and because of that the flame was sort of blowing to the side and it wasn't concentrating the heat under the pot where it should be. So since then I've picked up this little windshield. I'm super happy I did. It's not expensive, it's very light, very thin aluminum, and the bonus is it folds up flat, so very easy, very portable. But thus far, very happy it's working like a bomb. This was a very good buy. Very happy with that. Right, so the coals are nearly ready. I've got the noodles cooking on the stove, and then when these are just about done, I'll take them off and let them sit, and then I'll get cracking with prepping everything in the pan on the fire. Just for those of you who are interested, this is a little stove that I bought from Cape Union Mart. This is the Fire Maple. It does have the igniter, which is pretty handy. This pot set or cook set, this is also fire and maple. This is a 750ml pot and the lid. You've seen me use the lid mostly to make my coffee and then my oats and other dehydrated foods I will do in the bigger pot. But this is a pretty wicked setup, and I've been using this from the beginning. Smelling nice. That, my friends, is looking insanely good, and I can't begin to explain how it smells. The garlic is really coming through. I'm also really smelling those chili flakes. Ooh. Yum. Okay. And then we'll just chuck the noodles on top. It smells great, it tastes great, but truth be told, it looks like a mess. Wow, this is actually quite nice. This is really nice. It might look like a mess, but believe me, this is really tasty. But for a first attempt, this is not bad at all. Alright, so that is it. Supper is done. I have to say I'm pretty impressed. It went down really well. One or two things I changed, but now I know for next time it's a learning curve. Right now the pan is back on the coals, just drying out so that I can re-season it. And then from there, just a cup of coffee and call it a night. But so far it's been a great first day, and I will see you in the morning. Good night. It's now 1 o'clock in the morning. The rain still hasn't let up, but the ground is now completely soaked under the tent as well. It looks like a little bit of a river coming through, so this is really a great test for this tent. I'm thankful for the top. It's now 20 to 2, the rain has stopped, ground is completely soaked, but I'm happy to report that absolutely no moisture has come up through the tent floor. So I'm very impressed and very happy with this tent. In terms of the top, there is just the one leak on the seam, but that is a pretty easy quick fix. The only thing that sucks now is I have to get up and go for a pee. Morning guys. I eventually fell asleep. It was about maybe 2:30, but it did come down quite heavy at one stage. I think around about 3. Wasn't too bad. I survived the night, and surprisingly it wasn't cold at all. But anyway, time to get up. It's now 8:15. Time to get up, get some coffee on the go. not a bad tent at all for a one-man tent. There's plenty of room. I'm 6'2", and I could easily stretch out, but don't expect to sit up in the tent. It is low. But other than that, I have to admit I'm quite impressed. I'm quite happy with this tent. Not bad at all. The one mistake that I did make though, the door should have been on the other side, so it's a bit tricky getting out with this top. You can just see over here where the rain hit the tent last night. Yeah, I think she held up pretty well. Alright, we take a closer look at the tent, and as you can see, it has a side opening with an inner mesh. Decent tent, absolutely no problem with the length, plenty of space for my bedding. I'm super chuffed. Highlander Blackthorn 1 extra large, wicked tent, love it. It also has the little ventilation systems on either side to allow for adequate airflow, and there was a little bit of condensation on the inside this morning, but that's only because the fly goes right down to the ground. But all in all, not bad at all. A lot of cars coming through. It's obviously a very popular place. So last night I posted on Facebook to ask me any question or drop a comment, and the little clip that I posted got quite a lot of attention, so thank you for that. But before I get into the questions and comments, I just want to quickly mention Richtersveld Tracks, Trails and Camping, Western Cape Midweek Camping Group, and Camping Fanatics South Africa. 3 awesome groups. Firstly, thank you for accepting me to the group and for affording me the opportunity to share my experiences in the group. But to all of you guys who are interested in camping, you might want to check out these groups. They are super awesome. Right, let's see. Okay, Gail says it's cold. Gail, surprisingly, no. It's actually very pleasant. Last night at one point I actually got quite warm. I unzipped the sleeping bag, I poked my legs out the side, I even lost the beanie. Even I was pretty surprised. Very comfortable last night, not cold at all. Jakes wants to know what gimbal do I use. Jakes, I have a gimbal. It's the Osmo Mobile 2. I've only ever used it once. That was at the Grand Palace in Bangkok. But since then it's just been stashed away in the cupboard. My SL2 sits on a tripod. Otherwise my GoPro and my G7X Mark II, they have got internal image stabilization anyway. No need for a gimbal. It's too bulky anyway. Not to mention the price, they're super expensive. Andre wants to know, because I'm camping, do I have access to the pools and the warm baths? Andre, the answer is yes. As an overnighter, it is included in the package. And I see Niklas has confirmed that as well. In fact, Niklas says he's been coming here for over 50 years. Firstly, dude, you are giving away your age, but secondly, I can fully understand why. It is a wicked place. James says, love this, so do I. Kelly Ann says, enjoy, love the place, haven't been there for over 10 years. Kelly, you need to get yourself here quickly. Pierre de Vos says, rock on. Rock on to you too, dude, nice to see you. We need to catch up. Dale from the UK says I spelt citrus wrong. You're absolutely right. In fact, there were quite a few people who mentioned that to me, and quickly my OCD radar was off the charts, and I went and I fixed it. So shot for letting me know, and I can't believe I let that slip. Sean says, hi, looking forward to your next video as always. Sean, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's always nice when people acknowledge my videos. It just inspires me and motivates me to do more. He also wants to know, do I prefer solo camping or camping in company? A bit of both, actually. I like solo camping because for most of my life I've gotten used to being on my own, entertaining myself. I like the peace and serenity. I like the idea that I can be at one with my thoughts and sort of put my life into perspective. But then on the flip side, it's nice to have company as well. It's nice to have that interaction and that friendly banter. So I think at this stage, for me, it's about finding a balance for both. Feiruz says, and the Cook sisters. Feiruz, here's an idea. Why don't you send me some Cook sisters for the next camp, and then I can give you a shout out. In fact, the Cook sisters would be quite nice with the coffee right now. There's another car. These cars just don't stop. Cheryl says, love the place. Used to be very rustic, now too expensive for her and her family, and in brackets, not camping. Cheryl, in terms of the chalets or the houses, I don't know what the rates are. I have no idea. I would imagine they can be quite costly, especially in a bigger group. But for me, as an overnight camp, I paid 120 Rand, and considering what I have, it's money well spent and seriously worth it. Yeah, so guys, those are some of the comments and some of the questions that came through. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate that. And maybe what I can do, as Chris mentioned in the previous video, attempt a live stream. That could be quite interesting. Let me know if you'd like to see that in the comments below. But I think the plan now is to get breakfast going and maybe do another cup of coffee. Yeah. Yep. This is steam that's coming off the hot water. This little stream is flowing from the natural hot springs further up behind me. Today for breakfast, it's the usual oats, but this time I'll be doing flavored oats. Strawberry flavor. Here's a quick look around camp. I've got the tarp hanging up to dry, also the fly of the tent and the sleeping bag. I like to cook my oats. It's just so much better. It's more creamy, thicker. Although it's instant oats, it's still nice to cook it on a flame. Strawberry flavor for them. Right, camp is packed up. It's just after 11 o'clock. Time to hit the road, head back home and start editing this video. It's been another awesome overnighter at the baths. I will leave a link to their website down below. Check them out. It's an awesome place. Unfortunately, it's been a bit of a rush situation for me, so I haven't had enough time to explore what this place has to offer. I have, however, bookmarked this as yet another spot to come back to spend at least 2 to 3 days. Other than that, it's been a fun video. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, please support me by smashing the like button. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe. And I hope to catch you again in the next video. Cheers and bye.